Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We have successfully completed a Realm Reborn, as you will remember from the previous video, and I've decided to get stuck into some Heavensward content. Heavensward, yeah, whatever it's called. Heavensward, that's what it's called. I'm sure it is. Anyway, a few changes have been made. Now, we are wearing mostly Magitech stuff, except for these things, these Even Star tights. It's all Augmented Ironworks stuff. That's not, and that's not. So I'm missing one ring. Oh, the earrings as well, and the necklace. This thing is ridiculous. This is the grimoire that we have now. So it looks just like a spiky book, and then you do that. It does amuse me. We've been doing some of the quests while we've been bimbling around. So we've got a few other things on the list there. But right now, we're going to concern ourselves with the main quest, which lies back at the Waking Sands. So as we always do, we will take one of our tickets. And off we go. So one of the reasons that I want to get the main story sort of pushed forward again is so that I can continue with the summoner quests. I have over-leveled myself. We're level 60 now. And got some of the quests to be memories rekindled. Weaponsmith of Legend. What's that all about? We'll leave that alone for now and come back to you. For now, let's go and see Minfilia. Pick up our next round of main quests. So it seems as though this game has basically just turned into do the main quest. And that's okay. Well, it's okay with me. Whoops. I don't know what I clicked on then. Have you been keeping well, Geico? We may have earned ourselves a respite, but there is still much and more to do. Together, let us continue to shine the crystal's light upon Eorzea. Okay. What's this? A re-emerging primal problem. No reward. I don't understand. I know you've scarce had chance to rest, but I'm afraid there is still more work to do. The ultimate weapon's destruction to would seem has served to embolden the beastmen who now seek to call down the gods once more. Oh, for God's sake. The Imalja, the Ixal, and the kobolds are making preparations for their respective summoning rites, and that is but half of it. Much to our dismay, all three tribes were somehow able to procure vast quantities of crystals. My turn to say something? Basically, this means the Primals will be stronger than they were before. Oh, okay. So we can now fight the Primals again. So the other thing that we've done as well is we've unlocked the hard difficulty versions of the dungeons we've already done. So I guess this is a similar sort of thing. The Beast Tribes, we believe, began hoarding crystals with a vengeance in the wake of Ultimate Weapons made an appearance. You will remember that as the time it... What? Oh, you will remember that as the time it devoured 3 Primals in one sitting. Yeah. The Grand Companies are aware of the potential Primal outbreak. Alas, due to the losses they incurred to ensure the success of Operation Archon, they're ill-equipped to take any meaningful measures. After deliberation, the leaders concluded they must needs turn to us once more, to thee. The etheric waves that were observed in Mordona do not appear to bear a connection to any beast tribe, yet much and more still remains beyond our knowing. We must be prepared for all possibilities. I'm loath to send you into the midst of danger again so soon, but none have proven themselves more capable against the Primals than you. Will you want to take this mission? Yes. You have my thanks. Go ahead, Thancred. Circumstances as they were, I haven't had the chance to properly express my gratitude. Now you owe you my life, Geico. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. A string of failures left me feeling powerless. I wanted to be stronger, that I might do right by my fellow scions. But instead I caused you all no end of grief and suffering. I swear to you it shan't happen again. Owing to everyone's ministrations, I am quite recovered now. I hope to return to my duties again soon. I hope so too, you lazy good-for-nothing. Thancred's return marks the beginning of a new chapter for the Scions. Let us renew the fire in our hearts and continue to press ever forward. Now then, back to the matter of the Primals. With no fewer than 3 of the beings threatening to appear, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. We must take it one sure step at a time. Rianga has the overview of the situation as it stands. Please speak with him to receive guidance on your mission. Okay. And we'll take the main quest while we're here as well. Ooh, hello. Nothing here. What's going on? It pleases me to see you well. We just spoke. Literally a minute ago. Do excuse me for interrupting, Geico. My lady, the gentleman from Ashgarna Exports, has just left. I understand now why you didn't want to receive him. You did well, Tataru. Please inform the guards that we will not be receiving any further guests this afternoon. Thank you, my lady. Hiya. Ever since we defeated Gaius van Baelsar and destroyed his ultimate weapon, the eyes of the world have followed our every move, scarce remembering to blink. Where once we worked in secret, with precious few friends and all too many enemies, we are now besieged by benefactors, each one more eager than the last to offer us his complete support. A true embarrassment of riches. Of course, every promise of patronage comes with a price. Some make their intentions known from the start, while others endeavour to engage us more subtly. Dress it how they will, the message is ever the same. We shall help you, but only if you help us. The gentleman Tartaru spoke of was more brazen than most. In exchange for certain supplies, he would have us resolve a business dispute. Naturally, I refused him, as I have every other merchant of his ilk. Alas, the Syndicate's overtures are not so easily rejected. When we formed the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, it was with the goal of serving Eorzea, not the interests of individual Eorzeans. Our neutrality is fundamental to our cause. In my heart, I know this to be true, and yet, if accepting these offers of patronage could empower us to do greater good, might they not warrant greater consideration? I don't know, that's for you to decide. Our Baldessian colleagues have been generous beyond measure, but we cannot expect them to. Forgive me, I did not mean to burden you so. No, it's alright, I enjoy hearing your drivel. Yet my urge to share this dilemma may not be wholly misguided. Might I impose upon you to consult the others? They are like to have their own opinions on this matter. Yes, go and talk with everybody else. I do appear to have a new letter as well. I'll check that out at some point. Right, people. What are you doing? What do you? No, that's a mission that I don't want. Oh my god! Look at all the missions. Recall you are meeting with the Admiral shortly after the Lamintons sent word of the summoning of Titan. Mayhap you'll also recall my words to our host. I said unto Merlwyb that her people had broken their treaty with the Kobolds, and that the Beastmen had justly responded, that we had been called to intervene in a conflict which she herself had invited. I spoke in short the truth. Wherefore did I speak it? Because owing no allegiance to Limsa, I felt no compulsion to allow the Lamintons to distort the facts to fit a narrative which justified their actions and absolve them of guilt. Upon the subject, Minfilia can expect a similar reply. Our many dalliances with the city-states have already weakened our claim to neutrality, but the path she contemplates would see us relinquish it entirely. Okay, so you're in disagreement. Fortune begets power, and power fortune. That we, and especially you, have power is beyond doubt. The question is what to do with it. You may be interested to know that there is a growing belief amongst the refugees that Alamigo could be liberated, if only the Scions would commit their strength to the cause. Yet theirs is but one of many causes. We stand at a crossroads, Geico. Each path is paved with good intentions, but where they lead is far from clear. True. Papolino. None can deny that we would benefit from more support, but if it comes at the cost of our principles, neutrality was ever a delicate matter. I've lost count of the times I've had to explain to people that our allegiances need not necessarily lie in the same place as our headquarters. Mind you, if we are to sell our services for Gil, we might as well declare our fealty to Uldan now and have done with it. I'm quite sure Ida would enjoy the bribes. I've been receiving a lot of gifts lately, but Papolimo keeps making me send them back. It wouldn't be so bad, but some of them are really nice. I mean, very nearly abandon your principles nice, you know. You? Such knowledge as I possess of the beast tribes and their primals is at thy disposal. With the man or beastman, we are wont to seek power when plunged into the black depths of despair. That despair doth begin with the Amalja, and they already have summoned forth Ifrit. With our comrade Thancred now returned, thou wouldst do well to seek his counsel. No reward. Yes. It is the lot of the powerful to attract the covetous as well as the needy. Thus doth prudence dictate that those with power proffer aid with one hand, whilst the other resteth ever on their hilt. Okay. Alas, we have not the luxury of time to decipher our petitioner's machinations, nay, not while the beast tribes do labour unseen, defiant in defeat, to raise up their fallen primals once more. Doubt not that they shall return stronger and bolder both, now that we shall be the ones to meet them. The sacred charge shall ever be ours. 'Tis but a pity we are so few, and our fortunes so finite. Thancred. Confirmation has just arrived from the Immortal Flames. It is as Urianga, I can never pronounce his name, said, I fear the Amalja have already summoned Ifrit. A confrontation with the Lord of the Inferno is inevitable. I would like nothing more than to lend you my blade, but the students of Baldesion insisted I refrain from taking to the field where it concerns primals. I know not the workings of it, but it would seem that recent events have left me especially susceptible to tempering. Oh dear. As much as I hate missing out on the fun, for everyone's sake, I must sit this one out. Instead, I'll focus on the gathering and analysing data. Now the Immortal Flames have already conducted their preliminary investigation into Ifrit. They may well have information that would be of use to you. Do pay a visit to the Hall of Flames and speak with Commander Swift. One last thing before you depart. Doubtless you remember Minfilia's words, but this Ifrit is a far cry from the primal you first defeated. You will want to assemble your most dependable comrades for the mission. Be safe, my friend. What do you want? Friend to the dawn, hear my plea. Tidings of most ominous arrive from Gridania. A primal walketh the shroud. Those who have borne the eldritch spirit witness, and return to tell the tale, avow that ne'er before have they seen its like. God's quiver doth investigate as we speak, and meseems, Bolord Lewin would welcome a capable adventurer's helping hand. Pray hie thee hither. Pray hie thee to the seat of the first bow, and shine thy light upon the matter. Just tell me, just go and see what you can do. I'm not going to do any of these little quests. I can do those. Do those when you're not looking. Alpha Nod. How are we doing? Situation is not wholly unexpected. I too have given much thought to our organisation's future, though it would seem I have reached a different conclusion. Mayhap it is time I made my feelings known to the antecedent. Come along, Geico. Oh, going back to see Minfilia. So this episode is basically just going to be me walking around the Waking Sands with various people. Alpha Node, Geico, is Artemis. You desired counsel, and you desired counsel, and so you shall have it, Minfilia. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn must leave Uldar. We must do what? So long as we remain within Uldan territory, we will never be free to act with impunity. Moving our headquarters to Vesper Bay only delayed the inevitable. Excuse me. We've demonstrated our capabilities, and the Syndicate has taken note. They will not suffer our organisation to remain independent now. We are far too dangerous for that. Surely you realise they are the reason Vesper Bay still lacks an Aetherite. They know full well how beneficial one would be to our cause. Which is why it and other favours will be denied us unless we cooperate. If Uldar is no longer suitable, where would you have us go? Ishgard? Is it? Experience has taught us that appearance of neutrality is often as important as the reality. Accordingly, we must keep each of the great nations at arm's length and plant our banner in a place which we all agree to be beyond their borders. Mordor. Revenant's Toll, to be precise. It lies within neutral territory and offers all the essential facilities we require. By way of an additional benefit, it's also frequented by a veritable legion of adventurers who may serve to supplement our ranks. I am, of course, conscious of the fact that we've developed a certain bond with Uldar and her people over the years. But I truly believe this to be the best course of action. Okay. As you yourself observed, we have invaluable ties to the local community, forged through years of concerted effort. Uldar is our home, Alpha Nord. To cast aside everything we've built and start anew in that desolate wasteland would be beyond reckless. The decision is yours to make. Antecedent. I only ask that you recall the shared purpose which first moved us to found the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and which moved you to found the Path of the 12 ere that. We aspire to an ideal, you and I, just as my grandfather did. That makes us more than mere comrades in arms. As much your family as Louis Soir. That will be all, Alpha Nord. I'm sure you have some familial affairs of your own to attend to. Yeah, where's your sister, by the way? Your concern is most generous, but no. I've left them in the hands of men better suited to the task than I. I could not very well allow my personal affairs to come before the needs of the Order, after all. Okay. Don't think I need any of that. Also, cooking share. So we want the one of casting, which is actually better than that. Cool. Has it truly come to this? Geico, pray attend to Alpha Nord. He's engaged in some business or other that requires your assistance. Pray be on your way. Alpha Nord waits upon you, and I have much to think about. Tell him he shall have my answer in due time. Okay. So we've got lots of quests to do. Evernote. Confound it, she knows what must be done and still she hesitates. All because of these fanciful rumours. I should explain. Minfilia's mother, well, adoptive mother, was among the great many who perished during the calamity. Flamin was her name, though you may know her better as the songstress of Uldar. She was a performer of singular talent and much beloved by the people of Eorzea, not to mention a certain Sharlayan minstrel. As you may imagine, the news of her passing was greeted with shock and disbelief by her adoring followers, many of whom refused to acknowledge what had happened. Her body was never found, only served to encourage speculation. Minfilia too struggled at first to accept the truth, but as Flamin's absence stretched from months into years, she saw that there could be no other explanation. Until recently, at any rate, for whatever reason, rumours have once again begun to circulate that Flamin is alive and well. One of our informants, Father Iluid, has sent word that a woman matching the songstress's description has been seen of late at the seaside resort of Costa del Sol. If we could succeed in tracking her down, I have no doubt that any worries that now plague Minfilia's heart might be assuaged. I mean to set forth for Lanoskia at once. Let us reconvene there and inquire with Master Gigaruju as to the veracity of these rumours. Right then. Oh yes. So there is another thing that has changed. We have done away with Baxterionomon as our mount. We still have him available as our battle companion. As you can see, there he is. Welcome back. I don't have Carbuncle out either. Carbuncle. But this is now our mount. Now, I find this hilarious because it's actually carrying me. But look at the... I just look so dejected. Oh, God. Alright, fine. But I do enjoy flying around like this, it's quite funny. So we're off to Costa del Sol. We're also nearly broke again. I spent... Oh, pardon me. I spent quite a lot of money on fishing gear for my retainer. Because she's now level 40, so it requires more advanced fishing gear to go off on the ventures. So we're going to nip back into Uldar first and then check out her status, and after that we'll head to Costa del Sol. Here we are in Costa del Sol. Let's go and speak to the Lalafell in question. Master Gegaruju, whatever the hell he's called. Looks like we've got more quests up here as well. Good gravy. These, yeah, Grand Company levies. Have a look what we got. Yeah. Fight for storm seals at the moment. 3,000. Not very many. 48 tombstones. Yeah, we've basically spent all of the ones that we had. So we need to build up our supply of those things again. As you can see from the... Ooh, what's that? Wow. We need to do that at some point. Yes, we definitely need to do that at some point. Right, okay. Never mind. Do this first. Oh, sweet siren of the sands, my Mikate muse, why have you forsaken me? It's Bane. I mean, Geico, what brings you to my humble resort? Larmin. You mean to tell me the goddess made flesh who dwelt among us until so very recently was the songstress of Uldar? Ye gads, man. If I'd have known that, I would have chained it to my bedpost and never let her leave. I do not need to know. Oh, for shame. To think she now plies her trade for the riff-raff off to the west, or wherever she said she was going. It's a tragedy, I say. Tragedy. West, is it? Thank you, Master Gegaruju. Your information will serve as well. That said, there are any number of places she could be. I shall begin my search by the docks and see if any witnesses might have some knowledge to spare. I'd be most appreciative if you could travel on to Wineport and do the same. I will. And thankfully, now that we have a flying mount, we don't have to get the stupid ferry. Just fly. Or be dragged through the sky. What an ignoble way to travel. Hello. Well, if it isn't Geico, the saviour of Wineport, to what do we owe the pleasure? Ah yes, we did receive a customer matching that description. She was a delight to behold, to give the woman her due, but her perfume was so ghastly I had no choice but to eject her from the premises, interfering with tastings, you understand. If she is your quarry, why not consult your blind associate? His olfactory perception is without peer. Given that I could smell a woman from a mile away, I dare say he could smell her from 10. Okay. Shamani. Scent of the navel clings to you still. Did you truly think me that perceptive? No, no, I learned of your victory from Captain Wheatgate. There's the glass in your honour this very eve. I thought you just told me to speak to him. I guess we're talking to someone else? Is it you? Could it be you? Jungbar. Eh? You want to know if I've seen a Meektail lass by the name of Flarmin? I wish. I haven't seen a lass of any description for far too bloody long. Now we go and speak to the other guy. Run for your life. See you've had many grand adventures since last we spoke. Geico, you must share them with me sometime. Girl from a little while ago, one does not forget a perfume like that. So robust and intoxicating, yet simultaneously familiar. Reminiscent of a bloom native to these parts, in fact. I said as much when we spoke. She complimented my powers of observation and asked me where she might find some of the flowers. So I told her to follow the road south into Raincatcher Gully, and then head east after crossing the second bridge. Flowers which grow in the shade of the cliff have the strongest scent, you see. If you make haste, you may yet find her there. Okay, hand, let's make haste. So relaxing being dragged through the sky. There she is. Oh, there that is. A hoary Gubu. Oh, you beast. I am in your debt, stranger. I did not realise my activities had aroused the Gubu's ire until it was too late. Their oils can be used to make a perfume, you see, and I don't care. Flamin, I don't... Who are you? Whom do you serve? It appears you've already found our woman. Consider me impressed, my friend. I don't really care if you're impressed or not. Also, where were you? Songstress of Uldar, I presume. Minfilia, or should I say Asilia, is looking for you. Asilia? You are the very picture of health, milady, yet the world thinks you dead. I can only conclude this was by design. The question is, why? Not everyone who endeavours to find me does so with the best intentions, child. You will be pleased to know that I fully intend to reveal myself to Minfilia when the time is right. Oh, well that does please me, more than you know, but tell me, sojourns in the forest of Lenoskia aside, when exactly will the time be right? When I deem it so. Do you imagine I travelled all this way on a whim? I was telling your associate prior to your intrusion, I came here to harvest these flowers for use in a perfume. Does that satisfy your curiosity, or would you interrogate me further? My apologies for the interruption. Anyway, now that we have all that we came for, might we continue this conversation in a safer locale? Wineport, say. Aye, let's do that. Back we go, hand. Oof. Another weekend is upon us. It's now Saturday, early Saturday morning, 3:15, as you can tell at the time. I am quite tired, but I am also eager to continue with this. Where am I going? Yeah, I'm... every time I close the game down, I'm sort of itching to start it up again and get the main story just moved on a bit further. I can scarce begin to imagine what emotions will go through Minfilia's heart when she reunites with her mother after all these years. So we want that. What that one? And I will put it on, I think. Just swap it for that. Ray. You say my daughter awaits us in Vesper Bay, yes? I've kept her waiting long enough. Let us be off on the next ferry. I can finish fashioning the perfume along the way. Understood. Come with me. It would be my pleasure to escort you to the Waking Sands. Don't tell me we automatically... Yeah, we do. That's good. Alright, reunite Minfilia with her adoptive mother. Also, I was speaking to one of my friends who's played a bit more of this than I have. This armour that I'm wearing at the moment, the augmented ironwork stuff, is basically the endgame stuff for A Realm Reborn, which I've done. So I'm currently over-leveled. The gear that I'm wearing is essentially... You don't get better than this until you're sort of into Heavensward, so I need to forward the story for that purpose as well, to sort of make sure that I've got the best gear for my level. Antecedent, you have a guest. Lamin? Syria. Oh. I haven't seen her like this in years, Geico. I never truly believed it when they told me you were dead. What kept you away for so long? The Imperials came for me, as I always knew they would, so I resolved to stay as far away from you as I could, lest their pursuit of me endanger you and our cause. Sorry. I could think of no better way to grant you the freedom to continue our work. Continue it you did, achieving things I would not have imagined possible. I followed your every success, celebrated in secret. I am so proud of you, Vasily. I learned from the best. I have a gift for you. Perfume. Celsetia perfume, you remembered. How could I ever forget? You wore it all the time. If I ever lost sight of you, I could find you again just by following my nose. I did not think it was made anymore. You must have gone to so much trouble. Well, she didn't. She just hung around in the bloody forest while I fought Gooboo's off her. It was no trouble to me, my darling. I fear I cannot say the same for Geico. However, I could not have made it without him. God, don't I look resplendent? Thank you, Geico. Thank you both. You're all right. There's something else. This is the cat's eye I found. All these years she kept it. Ugh. I'm hoping you mean a stone, not an actual eye from a cat. My father was a member of the Alamegan resistance. When I was yet a child, he brought me here to Uldar. The accident which claimed his life happened shortly after our arrival. It was Lamin who took care of me then. She raised me as her own, taught me everything I needed to know to survive. I'm no stranger to the facts of your history, yet I fear I've failed to grasp their implications. It's clear there is much I do not know about you and your mother both. One of her first lessons to me concerning mining. And I was a very dedicated... Oh, the cat's eye. Okay. This cat's eye was the first stone I unearthed. It wasn't much, of course, but I was exceedingly proud to have found it nonetheless. So I gave it to Lamin as a gift. She said it was beautiful, but there I am at a loss. Why are you returning this to me? Is something amiss? No, Wasilia, nothing is amiss. Quite the opposite. I need you to realise how far you've come and how much further you must still go. You and your allies have accomplished more than I could have ever hoped. You've succeeded where I failed and made me so proud that words fail me. But even as I marvel at the woman you've become, and at all the many things you've done, I cannot help but think of that which you have yet to do, and of what it may entail. Asilia, daughter, you cannot stay here anymore. You and the Scions must leave Uldar. I'm in. You built it once, Cecilia, you can build it again, and this time we'll do it together. Truly? Well, alright then. Alphanord, the time has come for the Scions to leave Vesper Bay. Alphanord will do exactly what you suggested mere moments ago. Your plan was a great one. We shall establish a new headquarters in Revenant's Toll as you proposed. Much work lies ahead of us. Inform our fellow Scions and send word to the students of Baldessian. Preparations begin at once. I wonder if this means that the side missions that were here aren't doable after this. Probably better take them just in case. Maybe you would like a private tour, milady. What? Don't need any of that rubbish. Right, just in case, I need to see what these quests are. Get them done. What do you want? Read the riptides and the winds and brace yourself for the coming storm. Learned as much when I sailed as a yellow jacket. Wisdom of the seas has served me just as well on land. The beast tribes are a storm in the brewing. Neither the Scions nor the city-states can allow themselves to be caught unawares. Okay. So, some pirates, yeah. I'll bring them on board to fight the Cobalt Menace. But I have a notion that an honest plea from yourself would be more convincing. Might you travel to Camp Overlook and speak with Commander Blood in my stead? And you'll be doing us a great service. Okay. What do you want? Call upon you as a fellow Scion Geico to assist our allies in meeting a mutual objective. The Maelstrom needs every sword it can summon. It's a Hagen. I guess you probably want me to go and do something about the Ixal. Dear friends, Arba and Oelia came to the Scions with a burning passion to deliver this realm from darkness. Fought bravely. It's never worth much on the battlefield. Avoid nothing more than to honour my fallen comrades. I may be woefully lacking on the battlefield, but my mind is sharp enough. I resolve to plot a course of action and recruit capable allies. Okay. You are familiar with the U, perhaps? A tribe of fearsome hunters and huntresses. I'm convinced they would prove invaluable allies in the battle against the Amalgam. Okay. So we need to go to speak to them. Good golly. Alright, so we've obviously got some quests to do. I will finish those and then we'll come back and carry on with the main story. May take me a little bit of time to do these little side quests, so I won't record it because it'll probably be boring. Okay.